All right, what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a great week. So we just ended the week 1 of season 9 of Cosmic Crucible, and just want to give an update of what's been going on, what we've done. For those of you who do not know, we went 2-1 over the week, which was pretty good. We did manage to fall down. We managed to lose to someone who had Mephisto, but it was still a pretty good fight nonetheless. So yeah, the reason why I made this video is just to update what my plans are and also to talk about some of the changes that have happened. Before we carry on, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And do note that I stream live on Twitch, link in the description. Let's begin. All right, so before we carry on, we need to talk about this. This came out recently, July 19th, and after the first round in regards to the performance of the Illuminati team, especially for Black Panther Shuri. So for those of you who do not know, Black Panther Shuri's on-spawn charge kit basically negates speed up for villains, but there was an issue because first and foremost, the mechanics of MSF is that the offensive side activates their passive first, as you've seen over here. What this means is that if you have Illuminati on defense, they're not going to shut down teams that gain speed up on offense, basically, or basically villains. So this will include your teams like MOE. This will include your teams like Superior 6 and also Cabal in general. Not really Cabal, sorry. Cabal gets it from another passive, but basically Superior 6 and Masters of Evil. So the reason why I want to bring this up is because on the very first day of Crucible, I managed to do this counter into room 4, which is using Masters of Evil versus the 5-piece Illuminati without Captain Britain. And the reason I bring this up is because probably with the new changes coming, or the new changes is already been implemented, the new change to Shuri's passive, this team probably isn't viable anymore because you're not going to get the speed up on spawn from the team, and then Kang and Titania are not able to go first before Black Panther Shuri and also Moonstone. So if you guys see the last video, the round 1 video, you will notice that 1, 2, and 3, the 3 of them managed to go with Shuri, and I was able to put the stun out on Shuri with Moonstone. Fortunately, I can't use the replay right now to show you guys, but I think that it's going to change a lot because Shuri with the speed up and everything, and then without having speed up, it's going to change the dynamics where Shuri is going to go first. Shuri with Hang Pim gets speed up, so it's going to be a very dangerous prospect with the 5-piece, even without Captain Britain. And I think, okay, and here's the thing, right? If your opponent doesn't have Captain Britain, it's probably still beatable, right? Not Captain Britain, sorry, Hang Pim is probably still beatable, unless they have Shuri, the OG Shuri on board. So that's something to take note of, especially coming into the new week. That being said, for those of you who are unaware, the new event will require many members or people to have the Illuminati members on offense. So you may not be seeing them for a while. But that being said, if you do face them, just take note that this is not going to work anymore, and that this is just a PSA on that. And yeah, I think in general for review on week 1, I think my offense went pretty well. Besides this first team, I learned to never trust Doom again because Doom has always failed me, and yeah, Doom lets me down all the time, so I'm not going to trust him on that anymore. But generally, Cabal is not really a good team to bring into Extreme because he's still going to go first, which is why I then decided to take in a Zombie Juggernaut because he's a pre-taunt. This one works pretty well. I think it was first shown by Dulam in room 2. Works pretty well, especially with Vulture's Raider, that you get the Striker Skirmisher mechanic with APOC, so that in case you're fighting against a scroll that's a bit too big, you'll be able to double tap with the Skirmisher assist. So that'll be pretty good in room 2. Room 3 is pretty standard. The SD team still works pretty well. In fact, they work a lot better because previously the Spy Society was in Room 4. They're able to clear stuff on turn unless you put trauma. So now that without the trauma, this team is going to work a lot better, whether you use Lizard or Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then we talked about this already. Room 5, the standard. This team always works. You must bring Mysterio in because Mysterio removes the immunity and stuff. Yeah. And room 6 is pretty standard. Just take note that this guy's probably gonna out. That's about it. As for my defenses, so I never really like to share my defenses, not because I'm the type of person to be secretive about my defense, but generally it's because I like to test things out on defense, and I wouldn't want to recommend something that might go haywire. I wouldn't want to recommend a team or a setup where it might fail badly for you, and I don't want to get complaints on that. For me, I like to do a lot of testing and research and just throwing things that might throw people off, and that's why I never recommend my defenses, because I don't want anyone to copy my defenses where it may not work. That being said, we do get a pretty decent we didn't win, but it's a pretty decent attack on my extreme without Nightcrawler with Dormammu in 1. Room 2, Cabal with APOC takes out anything, let's be real. Room 3, so I still have new Infinity Watch on defense. The reason why is because my defense, my offense is pretty thin, and so I need like superior 6 on offense. But with Illuminati out, things may change in the future, we just have to see. Room 4 did pretty well. Guy went in with the mirror, and I think he got stuck in the loop, and then he had to clean up, and that got me to win because I dropped 1 attack, but he dropped 2, and everything else is pretty standard. I'm trying Panda Pool out. It has not been getting me wins, but it's been draining the efficiency quite a bit. I've not been able to see the replays because of the updates and stuff, but it is pretty decent. And lastly, this is what it is. And then I changed my setup for the second day. I changed just some rooms, and then this one did pretty okay, right? I think this was supposed to be a team that worked, but maybe it didn't because of certain RNG. That managed to get me a pretty decent defensive win. This one obviously works. Cabal will always work against Super Skrull. This one I changed, so I changed the Hive Mind BK team to Room 3 from Room 6. Been doing pretty decent. Guy didn't manage to clear. On his 3rd attempt, he just left the BK alone. And I think that now my BK is at 7 stars. I think he's going to do a lot better because obviously he hits harder. And if he hits harder, he's going to trigger like the passive of not Nightcrawler, for Carnage a lot faster, especially because people like to bring in big time Spider-Man who isn't the most sturdiest of characters. So if let's say they bring in a small big time Spider-Man, if you get a kill, that's good, but even goes below 25% and goes into the red, then it will definitely spawn everyone to move faster, and that's why I like this setup. And then Room 4, pretty standard. Most for money, I think, or at least Old Man Logan is pretty good in 4 because a lot of the counters rely on the ultimates. And I think that this is a pretty good setup for that. And also with a pre-ton so that other counters find it harder to go through. Yeah, you can't use the APOC comp in this because obviously APOC doesn't out-turn 1 in stage 4. And then in Room 5, standard stuff, you know. And in Room 6, so like I said, I was trying this out, and second time again on the punch down with SD with CGR this time. Even though they beat it, it was like 22 turns on a 1 million punch down. So I think this could be something that I might try further. I have Panda Pool in the middle of my setup, so I'm going to look at it a little bit further and see whether this is going to work out. Basically, you know, he taunts below a certain health threshold, and then it's going to be annoying for them to get through to Penny and Peter B if that's the case. So it's not going to be, so what I see is that it's not going to get a lot of wins, but at the very least it's getting me a lot of efficiency, or at least sucking out the efficiency quite efficiently. So round 2 was pretty good because he dropped an attack. I dropped 1, he dropped a room, while in Room 1 I did drop an attack in, I think, Room 5. Yeah, well, technically it was a sack. It was a really big superior 6. In case you all don't know, I hate fighting against superior 6 on defense, but it was pretty good. And then lastly, for this round, I think that I did pretty well. all things considered, it was against a Mephisto. He managed to one-shot it with this team. I prefer Absorbing Man over Titania in this fight because Absorbing Man will then take the initial blow from Mephisto on a one-shot, and then you're able to then wreck shop with the rest of the team. Maybe I got a little bit off the hook because, you know, Bifrost is probably not the best team to partner Mephisto with, but I think that for what it's worth, 700k punch up in room 4, although Mephisto doesn't have access to his ult, I think that for what it is, it's a pretty decent counter. And although Absorbing Man did die, you know, he died so that everyone else could survive. And I have Kang as a raider just to proc the speed up, just in case. And everything else worked pretty fine, pretty standard. Except for this room, I tried to be smart by having Apocalypse as a skirmisher because his ultimate... So the thing about the room 1 that I think is... I don't know whether is it a bug or whether it is a feature or whatever. Basically, in room 1, when it says skirmishers on successful attack, apply ability block to a primary target. But apparently on an AoE hit, it applies the ability block to everybody. And so whether is that actually a function, actually the actual feature or a bug, that remains to be seen. That being said, because Apex was able to out and put trauma on everybody, they was able to put the ability block. Fortunately, the team wasn't that strong and BK was taunting, so unfortunately, I only managed to kill BK in this attempt, but I backed out. In hindsight, I should have just kept the attempt and went in with New Warriors for the cleanup anyways, so that because he dropped 1 attack, I thought that he was not going to drop any attacks. So that was my bad. I should have just kept it like this. And then yeah, and then I would have won on efficiency because he had 43 efficiency and I had like 75. So that was my bad and I should have probably kept it anyways. So yeah, just one mistake that I made during this whole week, besides trusting Doom, of course, obviously. So 2 mistakes I made was trusting Doom and not trusting in the first sack and then clean up. So that is that. I think it was a pretty good week. What's going to be happening for this upcoming week? I do not have Illuminati on offense. Or I don't have the full team. I don't have Hank Pym unlocked, but I'll probably have them on offense for the event and stuff like that. I'm still going to keep most of my defense. I might change 1 or 2 things about a few rooms. So far, this team hasn't got me any defensive wins, but they also draw the Cabal team, which means that they struggle in like room 4, for example. So I take that, in all honesty, I take that they're using Cabal elsewhere here and they're not using Cabal elsewhere, and then they struggle in every other place. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Obviously, with the new changes that are coming to this team, we're going to find less counters, especially with Captain Britain being unlocked. Fortunately, because we have a CC event coming up in the for next week, that may help with us avoiding that problem for at least three rounds. But yeah, there are also other changes that comes with the with this blog post, like how Hank's ultimate energy cost has increased from 3 to 4, more 10% damage is like right, it's like okay, this will not miss with Illuminati members, which is actually pretty decent because this is an AoE. And yeah, there are other stuff about for Iron Man giving energy and stuff like that. So all in all, I think that we my initial thoughts of the room rules are that it's pretty okay. It's not very egregious. Obviously, 2 of them have been reruns, which is room 1 and room 5. But yeah, I think I'm just saying this. I think Dulam's room is signing out to be pretty interesting. Obviously, it's risky to use the ultimates at all times because of certain teams and stuff like that, but I think that it can be a pretty good way of like tricking your opponent into doing something bad, that kind of stuff. And all the other rooms I think are pretty much moot points except for room 4. We'll probably have another discussion about this in the upcoming week as Illuminati gets shifted to defense and as people start to unlock their Captain Britons. But hopefully yeah, my plans for week 2 are still the same, and we're going to do some more testing with the defense, and I'll update it accordingly as we get more results. All right, so that comes to the end of this video. I hope you like it. If you do like it, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Do note that I stream live on Twitch, link in the description below. And yeah, I'll check you guys, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, be good to yourselves and the people around you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.